Okay, let's pick up from where we left off. Let's go ahead and let's take this element right here, and we can right-click and do a change object layer to put that on a different layer because I want to deal with that individually. I want to be able to deal with that individually. Okay, and what I want to do now is that I'm going to turn off this red layer so it's a little bit simpler to look at. And I'm actually going to turn off the default layer so we're only dealing with this and that. Okay? And so what I want to do, I want to use my array polar to move this around in a circle around here. And so what I do is I select that element and I type in array polar. The center of the array is 0. That's why it's wonderful to build your objects around the origin. The number of items, we're going to leave that at 9. That was a good number the last time. It's always good to turn, and the angle to fill is 360. Now let me show you something. I'm going to change that angle to 180. So you notice how it only fills half of it. So you can adjust that. The wonderful thing about this is that until you accept it, okay, you can always go back in, and you have preview turned on. You can always go back in and readjust. So I make that 270. Like if you didn't want it to go all the way around, okay? You could change that fill angle to 360. Okay? If I wanted to change the number of items to 18, you can make those changes before you commit. Okay? Generally, you want to design in odd numbers. Okay? And there we go. I'm going to leave it at lucky 7. I'm going to go with lucky 7.
What was the comment again?
Huh?
What was the comment again?
The comment?
Yeah, the comment you used.
Array polar. Array polar. Okay. And there we have it. We have all of those elements. We come back in here, look at it. We bring back our struts. And as I look at this, I don't like that strut in the middle, so I'm going to get rid of that. That's a lot cooler, don't you think? Right? And then I'm going to bring back my base here. I kind of like that. And now that I have that, what I think I want to do, I want to come over here, and I'm going to use my truncated cone. And I'm going to type in 0, and I'm going to pull out a cone like this. Bring it up like that. Bring it out like that. And I have like this cone element, right? Let's say I really like that, right? And I want to have the same thing on the bottom, okay? And what I could do at that point, I could select that, and anytime you want something to be mirrored, you use your mirror command. And you want to do a copy yes, and I'm going to turn on my end snaps so I can, so I can snap right there, and I got my ortho on, so that's going to keep it straight, and I get something that's like that. Okay. Oh, now I want it to sort of mimic some of the things that I have going on here. Right? So on the top there, I might want to add a cylinder. And what I could do is to come over here and turn on my center snap. Snap that to the center there. Come over here, adjust its size there, and then drag that up there like that. And I've got that like that. And then I'm going to put a sphere on top of that. So I'll use my center here to snap that there like that. Drag that out like so. And my ortho snap turned on, I'm just going to push it up like that so that I get something that looks like that. Okay. And I kind of like that, right? So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to select all of those, And what am I going to do? Boolean union those together so that those all become one element. And now that those are one element, now I'll go in and I'll do a mirror. Okay, and that's mirrored like that. Okay. 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 Now, I want to add a railing on top of these right here, right? And to do that, and let's turn off some of this other stuff so we're not confused, so we don't get confused. I can turn this off, turn that off. I need to have my blue layer on, so we'll make that the active layer, and we'll just need that. And I want to build a railing that'll go along there, okay? And for that, I'm going to use my tube. Okay, we're going to make the center 0, and I'm going to drag this out. Look over here. I'm going to drag this out. Oh, good. See, that's the center right there. So I know I have to drag it a little bit past that center mark right there. So it's going to go out there on one side, and I'll make the other thickness of my tube the other side, like that, so that I know it's not not as wide as my tube. Then I'll give it thickness here. And now what I can do, I can select this. Oh, that's kind of cool there too, isn't it? Having that there like that. I got to remember that. Note to self. Okay. And now what I can do with my ortho snap turned on, I can just drag this up like that to that layer, and it sits on top of those railings. Right? But when I look at this, and actually, if I wanted to, I could inset it inside the railing slightly. So part of it's buried, and you get that little detail on the sides there where your tubes are intersecting the railing, which is kind of nice, don't you think? But it's too bandy. I don't like that. I don't like that, so I'm going to delete that. I think I want to make it wider. Okay? And so what I'll do, once again, you see how I'm making a tube? Center 0. I want to go over here. I know that that's the center, and that this is the width of my cone at the top there. I'm going to drag it past it this time on this side. Drag it past it over here on that side. Now drag out my thickness here. And if I want to make it as wide as that other, as my tubing elements, I could do that, but I'm going to make it about like that. And that's good. And now I can take this up with my ortho snap turned on in this window and just drag it straight up like that. And now I have that tubing, like so. And if I wanted to, I could do this. Let me show you this trick. This is a power trick in Rhino. You'll love this. You'll love this, so pay attention. It's called the Alt Tap. The Alt Tap in Rhino, okay? Where you drag your object, and as you're moving it, if you tap your Alt key, you get a plus sign, which creates a copy of it. So there, you see how I've got both of those tubes. I was able to make one at both levels, like that. Now you know I'm going to rock that. Now you know I'm going to rock that, right? I hope you realize that I'm going to rock that opportunity. I'm not going to, let that opportunity go by. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to rock that. Okay, and so let's bring some of our elements back to take a look at what we got here. Oh, it's starting to look good. Check that out. Check that out. Okay, we need a little bit more circular details in here. So in here, in these areas right here, I want to add a sphere like those. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go. Yes.
How did you do the alt trick? I'm clicking alt, but I don't see any.
It's Alt Tap. You got to tap it. You got to tap it when you're moving it. You just got to tap it like that. Okay? You don't like hold it down. You got to tap it. Okay? Please go over those tutorials that I ask you to watch, because some of the questions that you're asking come straight out of things that are covered in the tutorials. Okay. So let me go here. I'm going to make my sphere here. Where's my bad boy at? Let me check him out. And I'm just going to drag that out, take a look. Oh, that's too small. That's all right. It's in a good spot. I'm going to move this up here like that. Take a look, see if I'm getting intersection. I want to have intersection like that. Okay. Now, and you see how here I got slight intersection between the two? If I wanted to get it like right on precise, what I could do, and I could go into ghosted mode to look at that. I could turn on my center snap, select that, get my 3D scaler, and get that center point right there, which is what I want. And then come over here with my ortho turned on. I could make that just right. And then just, oh, did I lose that? I'm going to eyeball this. Okay. Okay. And here, we got that here. And I want to place this in the center here. So I'm going to show you this little trick that I'm going to do. I want to rotate that. And I'm going to make the center of the rotation 0. And I'm going to make the other point of rotation the center here, right? And I'm going to turn copy to no. And I want to turn off my ortho snap while I do this. And I want to sort of place this in the center right here. What didn't happen? Oh, I got two surfaces there. Let me do this. Copy. Center rotation is 0. Second reference point. I'm going to go right through the center of the object here. I'm just trying to make sure that this line goes through the center of the object there. And so you notice that now I can adjust that. And I want to place that. Actually, I'm going to do two. I want to place one over here. Let me do this again. And I want to do a copy yes this time. And I'm going to put that in the center, make the center 0 there. I'm going to move this through that center point on my sphere. So I'm using my object, those crosshairs in my objects as references. And I'm going to rotate this one. I'm going to turn copy to yes. And I'm going to rotate this one so it's sort of equidistant there, like that. And so now I've got like two balls there, like that, right? So now I can select both of those. And you're asking me about that command. It's array polar. And the center of the array is going to be 0. And the number of items is 7. Check that out. That's what I wanted. Ah, I like that. Pretty cool, huh? And so now I think that I'm almost there. The one last thing or two last things, I think I want to have a deck around here, like a deck that you could walk on around there. Well, what do you guys think? Is that it'd be nice to have a deck, right? To walk around there. So to do that, I'm going to use my tube tool. The base of the tube's at 0. Starts there. The outside of my circle comes in there like that. And it's the same height as that. And there goes my deck. I got my deck. Okay? And I could go on and on and on, but this is a good place to stop right here. Okay, and this is sort of like the basic design for my little spaceship. Okay, I could go in here and add a railing to this element, but like I said, I could go on and on and on with this thing. But this is a pretty nice design. Now, I'm going to show you how I can take this element and make it a subordinate element to a larger design. And the way that I'm going to do that, I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to go Control G to group it. And then I'm going to do a scale. And the origin point is at 0 at the center. And I'm just going to scale it at a scale of 0.5. So it's going to be half the size. And let me hit Control Z, because I want to change copy to no, and I'm going to change it to 0.5. And so it's that size now. Okay? And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to create a box with my rectangle tool that goes from here to there, like that. So I've got that box. And then I'm going to do a copy. And the point to copy from is going to be 0. And the point to copy to, I'm going to turn on my end snap. And I'm going to add that there, 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 and there. Okay? And now I'm going to take this one right there, and I'm going to do a scale. Origin point 0, and I'm going to scale it 1.5. It's still too small. I'm going to try it again. Make the origin point 0, and I'm going to scale it 2.0. And that's much better, like that. Okay? I'm going to scale that at 2.0. And now I'm going to take this right now. I think I have one extra one. I'm going to delete that one. And I'm going to leave this right here for right now. And we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to add a few more details to unify this using curves and working with curves and shapes to bring this all together. Okay? And let me do a file, save as, and we'll call this Demo 1A. And we'll save that.